Hashtag YouTube News Script, Daily AI Updates. Good morning and welcome back to AI News Today. I'm your host, and we've got 3 critical stories that could reshape how we live, work, and govern in the age of artificial intelligence. Whether you're in tech, policy, or just curious about our AI-driven future, you won't want to miss what we're covering today. Let's jump right in. Our first story takes us north of the border, where Canada is facing a pivotal moment. According to the Financial Post, Canada's economy is at a crossroads. The country has long enjoyed deep integration with the United States in traditional industries like manufacturing, energy, and resources. But here's the challenge: can Canada maintain those crucial partnerships while simultaneously building entirely new AI-driven industries? Analyst Elliot Pence argues that Canada absolutely can do both, but it will take strategy and investment. The concern is real. As artificial intelligence reshapes global economies, countries that fail to innovate risk becoming dependent on others for high-value tech jobs. Canada sees the opportunity here. By keeping traditional sectors strong while nurturing homegrown AI companies, startups, and talent, the country could become a genuine economic powerhouse rather than just a resource exporter. It's a delicate balance, but if executed well, Canada could prove that you don't have to choose between your economic past and your technological future. Now, let's shift our focus south of the border to a problem that's much more visible but often overlooked until your lights go out. America's power grid is in trouble. Gizmodo is reporting on just how outdated our electrical infrastructure really is. We're talking about a system that was largely built in the 1950s and 1960s, designed for a very different world. Back then, nobody imagined that millions of people would be running artificial intelligence data centers that consume absolutely massive amounts of electricity around the clock. The boom in AI has created an unprecedented demand for power. Data centers are energy hogs, and they're multiplying. Tech companies are racing to build more AI capacity, which means they need more electricity than ever before. But here's the problem: much of America's grid simply cannot handle this surge in demand. The infrastructure is aging, fragmented, and frankly, outdated. Modernizing it would require rebuilding power plants, upgrading transmission lines across the country, and completely rethinking how we distribute electricity. Gizmodo makes clear that this is not a small project. We're talking about years of work, enormous amounts of capital investment, and coordination between governments, utilities, and private companies. Without fixing this, America's AI ambitions could literally be limited by how much power we can actually deliver. So we've got countries racing to build AI industries, and we've got infrastructure struggling to keep up. But there's something more fundamental that we're missing, and this brings us to our third story. According to Foreign Policy magazine, governments around the world can't even agree on what artificial intelligence actually is. And if that sounds absurd, well, it kind of is. But it's also a genuinely serious problem. Think about it. How do you regulate something if you can't define it? How do you write laws that govern AI if different countries, different agencies, even different politicians have completely different understandings of what AI actually does? One government might say that a machine learning algorithm is artificial intelligence, while another might not. Some might focus on how AI is used, others on how it's built. This lack of consensus is making international cooperation nearly impossible. Without clear definitions, governance falls apart. Companies don't know which rules apply to them. Countries can't enforce standards. And the risk is that you end up with a patchwork of conflicting regulations that either stifles innovation completely or leaves dangerous gaps in oversight. Foreign policy highlights that until world governments sit down and actually agree on basic terminology and definitions, we're going to be stuck in a chaotic situation where everyone is making up their own rules. So there you have it. Canada is trying to balance old industries with new innovation. America's power grid is struggling to handle the AI boom. And globally, we can't even agree on what we're trying to govern. These are 3 interconnected challenges that will define the next decade. The good news? These are all problems we can solve. But it requires attention, investment, and cooperation. Thank you for watching AI News Today. Like and subscribe for daily AI updates.